I have with me Ivo Neame, formidable pianist, composer, sideman, who I'm lucky to play with a fair bit. And yeah, I guess our third recording endeavor has just been released. Ivo, how the hell are you? How are you staying sane in lockdown? What's going on?
Yeah, good. I am doing a lot of recording from home, although that's kind of finished now. And now I'm on phase two, which is learning to mix, which is making me want to tear little hair that I have left on my head out. But it's, you have to learn new things, don't you, in this time? Like, what do you do if you don't?
Yeah, I hate new things. I want everything to stay the same. And yeah, I'm not sure how long I'll survive with that attitude. But I don't know, man. Climbs for musicians seem to be increasingly inhospitable. And I mean, this year is no exception. This year's really ramped that up. But, we have to do so many things other than the music. It can be quite tricky, I find.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the game. But it's like that in normal times, isn't it? Anyway, you're always saying, "Oh, I wish I had more time to write music. I wish I had more time to do
Yeah,
this."
very valid point.
But but yeah, but now particularly, it seems like you have to do everything now, or at least try
Yeah,
from every stage.
yeah. Yes, it's very true. So I want to tell people a little bit of history about my working with Ivo. I I was researching like beastly pianists who I wanted to play with, and I think it was John Scott, a great drummer. I was talking to him about when I was thinking of calling you Ivo, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you can try him, but I mean he's one of the busiest sort of guys. He might not be able to do it." But anyway, I called you and you were able to do it. And that led to us having our first kind of like jam session, which we, which we talked about when we had a chat before. For those of you who don't know, I had a chat with all my bandmates like maybe 4 or 5 months ago when we went into lockdown in an effort to kind of get some archive chat in case I needed to use it. But the chat that I had with Ivo was completely unusable. Um, we just, it was kind of, I don't know, maybe a little bit too honest, or, I mean, we're going to be plenty honest, but we were just laughing like idiots the whole time, just constant in jokes and, that sort of thing. So we'll try not to alienate anyone now. But yeah, so the first time I met you and we had this jam session, you gave me some really horrendous vibraphone part
Oh,
that I couldn't really read very well, um,
I
and
put a lot of
and
time
then
into that part for you.
to make it as hard as possible,
Yeah,
um,
recording it
and
by.
then yeah, and then we were like, let's play a standard. So we played Infant Eyes by Wayne Shorter, and you were like, okay, let's play it in 11. So I think you were trying to roast me. What were you trying to roast me?
I may have been, yeah. I don't remember that at all, but I'll take your word for it. I remember it was in Sam Crow's studio. We played there.
Yeah,
I was sharing that studio with Sam at the time,
yeah, that
and
was
yeah, it was great. To it's really nice to play with new people, isn't it?
yeah,
As much as possible.
yeah, totally. Yeah, I guess that was back closer to your, was it cinematic orchestra kind of days?
Yeah, yeah, it would have been around that time. Was it sort of 2011 or 12 or
Yeah, I think so.
yeah? And I think I stopped playing with that band in 2013 or something.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Must have been around that time. Um, anyway, so you all know that the quarantine zone thingy bob that we're doing is where I play with people who I've wanted to play with for a while, and I'm really lucky that in my band, all of the people, all of the band members, I still want to play with a lot, and so I thought it would be interesting to have a chat with them individually. So here we are. This is Ivo, as you know, and pretty much everyone has their own bands as well as being sidemen in a number of projects. And so I'm going to invite Ivo to sort of to bring the video to us, And yeah, is there anything you want to say about this video, Ivor?
Yeah, I did it a couple of years ago. It's got George Crowley on tenor sax, who's great.
The George Crowley.
The George Crowley, yeah. Um, yeah, and there's a bit of a bone of contention here. Your bass and drums team. Are we going to have a little argument about that now, or?
We could do, couldn't we? I mean, it certainly doesn't make it easier to book gigs for us both. Because if one of us plays at Club X in City B, then that pretty much writes off the other person playing there for a good year or so, right?
Yeah, this is the problem, isn't it? Like, it's like this with a lot of bands,
Hmm.
and then it needs to be different. But I think I was playing some gigs with your quintet, with Tom and James, obviously, and
Hmm.
it was just all really fun, and I just really, really love that vibe. So, but it's true. It's like it was your band to start with. I'm not saying I've stolen it, but and, and I think it's nice if you want to play with the same people in a way that you have a connection with.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's that's what a scene is. It's when there are players and, the bands are closely resembling each other, but not exactly the same. That's what a little kind of melting pot is. I think that's a really kind of healthy thing, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I just hope that maybe the promoters can get their heads around it in some way that it's quite different. But when you look at it on paper, maybe it doesn't look that different.
Yeah, it can be completely different. But man, tell us about this video, Moksha Music.
Yeah, so it was from the release I did in 2018 on Edition Records, and I did a few videos for that. One of them was an animation actually, which I could have shared, which I got a friend to do, and he made all kinds of vegetables come out of the saxophone, and Tom ended up with a giant onion on his head.
That's on YouTube, right? If people want to see that, it's called Vegetarians. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, and he went to town with that, the animator.
Mm.
Hi Maya, we're doing a little interview now.
Show us Maya. Show us Maya. I'd love to say hello to Maya.
Oh, she's hiding.
Maya.
Maya, say hello. Well, you can't really see it anyway.
Maya's invisible, everyone.
Yeah, sorry, this is not. Yeah.
Come on, man. This is a live stream. People have paid a lot of money to be here.
Yeah. So so that there's also that video there, which is quite it's quite humorous, and James is playing the drums with a carrot and a leek, I believe.
Yeah, but we're not going to play this video, right?
No, but this just in case if you like this one, there's other ones,
Yeah.
But this one's it's from the second tune of the album, and yeah, it's a tune in 7. It's kind of got that 4/7 thing in there. Just right.
I love this, man. This is like when a label goes to the artist, like, so tell us, what's the story of this album? And the artist goes, well, I practice really hard every day. I live for music. I try to remove all style from the music, let the music be as pure as it can be, follow each musical idea, and the label goes, no. How can we market it? What's the story?
Yeah.
And, I mean, there isn't always a story. Music is music. Music is sound, and in its purest form. Like, I know an artist who we really love, Ben Monder, Bonder, Mindbender. His music is very, very pure, and I think that can be great. But anyway, so in case everyone was, that was a really classic thing when you ask a musician to talk about their music, and they're like, well, it's just some music. But I think you'll really enjoy this music. So I'm going to share my screen right now.
That's what we have to get better at.
What, the story thing?
No, yeah, you know, pitching your thing to the person that you meet in a lift somewhere, you know, elevator.
Yeah, the elevator pitch. Yeah, yeah. It's true. All right, man, I'm going to cue up the video. Yeah, great.
Cheers.
Well done.
But I mean, what I really want to talk about is my new thing that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
launch.
Yes.
But I don't know when. But like I was saying before, I'm grappling with mixing. I don't know if you've ever tried it yourself.
No, not at all. No, no.
So, you know, it's just like it's a whole other area. But
Mm,
hopefully, when that's mixed, I'll be able to share this new large ensemble stuff that I've written because
yeah.
I've been working with Noel Langley and Trevor Myers, James,
And
and
you got like loads of amazing soloists in the last sort of couple of weeks, right? Or the last
yeah,
month.
yeah. Well, Nat Facey is playing
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sounding ridiculous. Some I'm going to ask others, but I'm trying to mix the things myself. But it's slow,
Mm,
so slow. Maybe
yeah.
people don't realize that what a kind of slow process the recording process is. If you're me, I'm crap at mixing. But if you're good at mixing, you can do it quickly, I guess.
Yeah. So what do you think the key to a good mix is?
Well, the thing is, like, when you do these things remotely, you're actually, you know, you're eliminating all of the things like phase issues and spill that you have on a normal recording if you're in the
Mm,
same room. I mean, of course, if you record it and everyone's in different rooms, then you stop that problem. But say, like, those are usually the problems, aren't they, with recordings that you've done, is spill on mics and bleed and that kind of thing. That's what
mm,
really gets in the way. And then by doing it remotely, you get rid of all of that. And especially if you're recording a big band,
mm.
you'd have all kinds of fill issues and maybe phasing issues. So in one way, it makes it easier in that respect. But there's just like so much for me to learn. But contrary to what you said, I really do enjoy that. Like that's why we're here on planet Earth. We have to learn
Yeah.
something. Try to learn something. What do you think?
I don't know. I'd like to push back. Learning is hard. I think I'm out of practice of learning, but no, you're absolutely right. Like when you learn something new, it's quite rewarding. Um, I really hope my wife isn't watching this, but I've been starting a tiny bit to try and learn how to cook. And she'll become bash me over the head if she hears that. But, so that's been quite fun.
Oh, does Amy do a lot of the cooking then?
Yeah, yeah, she enjoys cooking, so she does a bit, yeah. And I mean, I'm just really rubbish, so it's just asking for trouble if I do. What about you guys? Do you split it quite equally?
No, no. I'm lazy.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, Ivo's wife is half Italian, half Thai. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty serious combination, like culinarily speaking. You
Yeah.
know, if she was like, I mean, I don't want to slag off any cuisines, but I have plenty that I don't like. Okay, Amy's saying she does all the cooking. Yeah, okay, I know, my love, but I didn't want to say that. Um, Yeah, but but pretty much across the world, people would agree like Thai food is great, Italian food is great. I don't really hear anyone, ever saying, let's eat some British food.
No.
You,
No.
you, you say like Indian food or like maybe French. But anyway, Italian and Thai is pretty serious.
Well, all we have is the fried breakfast, really.
Mm,
Yeah, I think we can lay claim to that. I don't
yeah.
think that other people would dispute that.
So, how is your marriage coping under the stress of lockdown?
Um, yeah, it's, it's
You don't
hard.
have to answer that. You don't have to answer that.
Since my wife and that. My all lives is serious. Um,
Maya has to come. Come on, Maya. Yay! Hey, Maya.
How are you?
I'm okay, thanks. Yeah.
So what you
You're
think?
live. You're live. There's millions of people that can see and hear you right now. Millions.
Yeah.
What are you saying about marriage?
We're discussing marriage during lockdown.
How is Ivo behaving, Maya? Is he being okay? Have you had to kick his ass a little bit, or?
Yes, I had to kick his ass. Yeah.
He was just saying that he does a lot of cooking.
You don't. A liar. I do all the cooking and the cleaning.
Oh,
Isn't true?
but he's the artist, you know. He's a delicate, precious artist. So
Yeah, I've got important things to think about.
Me too.
No.
it's nice to see you, Maya. I'm gonna. Oh, so yeah, everyone. Ivo, when is our gig? We're actually gonna do a duo gig from Ivo's living room. We're gonna have it well ventilated and
Yeah.
going to be socially distanced in there. And it's September the 17th. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, that falls on a Thursday. So that is going to rule out one of the quarantine zones. That's going to be the first Thursday in a while that I'm not doing.
Perhaps you can combine it. Do you
Say it
think-
again?
Can you combine it? Like,
Yeah, combine it. I mean, anyone that wants to, you know, who hasn't got enough of me in their lives can obviously tune in there. So that'll be really fun. That's September the 17th.
yeah. I could just
so-
like right now I was supposed to be in Greece seeing a friend out there, but I decided to not go. So I'm not going to give anyone the virus. I decided not to take a holiday in order to not give you the virus.
Yeah, I mean, you do lick a lot of people and things, so you may have contracted the. I'm joking, everyone. Ivo doesn't really lick. Ivo licks a perfectly normal, the median amount of things. Anyway, okay, let's go to a video in a minute. This is from a gig called, a club called the Bear Club. The acronym is TBC, which is always a little bit confusing. But it kind of closed, but it's actually reopening, and it was a really cool spot. And it was one of these gigs where, you know, sometimes you can feel completely relaxed, you get a good night's sleep, you've done lots of practice, and you're really prepared for a gig, and it goes really badly. And in others, lots of things go wrong. It might be transport, it might be drama, someone gets sick, your wife is puking or something, or gets a rash and you're worried. I don't know. So one of those things that really throws you off and you only just make it there in time. This was one of these gigs, but watching the footage, there's a lot of really good performances. And so I've just picked out this tune because it's got some really good piano soloing from you. And nice one, Martin. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everyone else who's tuning in, by the way. James, Ernesto, Alex MacGyver, if you're still there, brother, and Jacob, and Melanie, and Pauline. So, Ivo, we've done the Netflix recommendations, haven't we?
Yes, although I am hugely enjoying What We Do in the Shadows. Have you checked it out?
No, tell me about it.
It's like a vampire trope mockumentary.
Okay.
Like taking the piss out of all vampire movies ever made, but like a reality show, like interview, a bit like Office style. The guy who wrote Flight of the Conchords, Jermaine Clement.
Great.
It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
It's the least kind of scary vampire mockumentary you can imagine. Ridiculous vampires, you know, who aren't scary at all.
Yeah.
Really?
Sounds good. And he's just stormed off.
No. I'm totally, I'm totally into it. I recommend it. Apparently, there's a film which I haven't seen, but I'm watching the series on the BBC iPlayer. What We Do in the Shadows. It's
great.
Just watch it. It's brilliant.
Okay, great. I take the recommendation on board.
How about you?
Nice one.
Anything?
So what are we watching? Oh yeah, I found this thing called Aggretsuko, which is about this Japanese one. It's about this panda who has an office job which she doesn't really like, so she sings death metal like karaoke as a sort of a catharsis. Nice 15-minute episodes.
Okay.
Suitably weird. That's quite good fun. Check it out.
What's it called?
Aggretsuko. Kind of like aggression and retsuko. which is the name of the panda, Retsuko. You'll find it on Netflix.
Japanese.
Yes, Japanese, yeah. And I'm going back to the beginning of Mr. Robot, which is pretty cool. Quite enjoy that.
Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot is great. Yeah, yeah. Check it out if you haven't seen it before. All right, everyone. Thanks very much for tuning in. Ivo, any last words, man?
No, just massive kudos to you, Ant, for doing all these things, and for
Lip service.
No.
I paid you to say. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no. Well.
No, thanks for coming and hanging out, man. If anyone hasn't got any questions about how Ivo practices piano, we'll proceed with the video. But we can do plenty of Q&A if anyone kind of wants to get nerdy. Although there's a mixture of non-nerds with nerds, so maybe we'll just stick the video on. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to try and keep this going every Thursday. Trying to get some new things in the works. I'm really excited about lots of new music that I'm working on with kind of reimaginings of old tunes. And yeah, it's you can't rush some things. So hopefully I'll have some brand new music really soon. And yeah, stay tuned. Ivo, people, I mean, you got a website, you're on all the socials. Everyone, you have to be everywhere these days, right? If people are interested in you, just Google you.
Yeah. I mean, the main thing for me is this thing, but I can't really say when it's going to be finished, but it might be, a couple of months. It will probably be the end of 2020 or maybe the beginning of 2021.
I'm really excited about it because there's something that's very chaotic about your aesthetic. You're definitely like 1 foot in control, 1 foot in total chaos. So a large ensemble tackling that aesthetic, I find that idea really, really intriguing. So I'm really looking forward to it. If people want to sign up to a mailing list, it's on your website, right? And then you'll let them know when it's out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool. That's the best way.
Actually.
Say it again?
Ant's my manager.
And oh yeah, remember Bandcamp Friday again. Every Friday, Bandcamp's waiving all their fees. So if you want to support amazing artists like Ivo, who are, in these adverse conditions, buy some albums on Bandcamp tomorrow. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for indulging us with a slightly more loose format episode. It's just becoming more of a hang. So really appreciate everyone tuning in. And let's hear my band with Ivo Neame, Michael Chillingworth, Tom Farmer, James Madron at the Bear Club. Okay, let's do it. Oh, I think I've loaded up nearly the wrong video. Bye.